Though, I mean, some of the stuff they were saying was kind of dumb. But I'm not easily offended, I would say. So, but I hope it didn't, like, offend anybody here. Um, I really hope not. I'm gonna go home and grab some food. Oh, and I do need to go see Eve and give her the mushroom. That actually should be enough, just that. Oh no, I gotta cut down another, like, tree. That should be enough, though. Yeah, I think if it happens again, then I will be more prepared next time, and I can I guess act a little more cool as in collected, not like I'm cool for talking to them or something. But oh, this isn't closed today, is it? No, it's like Tuesdays. I think that it's closed. Oh, Ronald, I didn't have a gift for you. I ate it. Actually, I gave it to Damas. It was supposed to be for you, but or I mean Theodore. Theodore. I'm gonna call him Theodore. I like it better. I like getting wet in there. I like Eve. She's cute. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me at all. Just, yeah, it was very surprising. I think if it had gone on for like a long time and was like really disruptive and like offending or bothering other people in the chat or something, or if they were like harassing people, then I would have been upset. But since it was pretty much just spouting a bunch of stuff like for a short time and then leaving, like I understand that, like, that's their way of having fun or whatever, and all the power to them. Um, because it wasn't really at the expense of anyone else, at least in this case. I can understand if somebody doesn't like it, though. That'd be kind of mean, I guess. I hope they would leave if that were to happen. But I have a feeling they wouldn't, since that's kind of the point of that kind of thing. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't really think there was much I could say in response to that stuff that they were saying. So I was just kind of like, okay. So I think of all places, they actually found this stream and like came on it, because I think I've like maxed out at like 10 viewers ever, and that was during the 24-hour charity stream. I think we usually get 3 or 4 people in here a night. Ah, I see, I see. Well, that kind of stuff doesn't offend me. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like little kid humor or whatever, you know what I mean? Um, which I don't think is offensive. I don't really think it's particularly funny either, but certainly not offensive. But I can definitely understand how some people would be offended or upset. But, yeah, as long as they're not hurting anybody, um, then I'm okay. Yeah, and if anybody, if you guys are ever in here and anybody like says anything that makes you uncomfortable, feel free to like speak out, you know, because I remember someday somebody was saying some stuff that I found very questionable. But like I said, I don't get offended easily, but I really think people could easily have been offended by what they were saying. And they weren't really here like it was just very rarely that they would say things, and I kind of felt bad that I didn't say anything about it, but you know, I'm kind of timid about calling people out on things. Um, but if somebody is saying anything like offensive or rude or anything, and you guys want me to do something about it, feel free to say something, and I will do something about it. Oh, hey, welcome back, Laundo. We just had some interesting times without you. You missed out. Though you'd probably say you're fortunate that you did. Um, oh man, it was really strange. I had my first encounter with, yeah, we got a whole group of trolls, and it was very weird. Because this is the first time I've ever seen such a thing here. I had no idea this was even a thing, and it was interesting. Oh man, tomorrow's the festival. It's midnight though. Um, no, they were just being awkward. Um, and since, like I said earlier, I don't get offended or embarrassed too easily, so it didn't really bother me. I was a little worried it might bother some of the you guys, but it seems like nobody was upset by it, so that's cool. And yeah, it was pretty tame, and then they left. They weren't here for very long. Okay, guys, do you want me to go ahead and do the next day with the festival? Now, since it is midnight, and this is usually around when I would go, but it's like, oh yay, festival, even though Harvest Festival is really not that interesting. Or just save it so next time we can start with festival. I don't know. This it seems like either way could be a good way to close. Um, you know, and I probably would want to ride my horse around a lot and maybe cut down a few more trees just for the sake of it. So it would be kind of a tedious day in the end. We just get to see the festival. Yeah, that's pretty much what it seemed like. But if you consider the culture that Twitch caters to, I think that really is what 90% of the people in this culture are. Well, no, that's what 90% of the vocal people in this culture are, perhaps. Um, well, there's one vote for one more day. Um, I'm here. It won't be too bad of a day. Whoa, you can even open it with your dog. I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, I've pretty much only used Twitch to watch like my friends, like friends I've met online or whatever. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It might actually be Hawaii. I kind of remember somebody being from Hawaii before. Ah, Alaska, Alaska. Yeah, because we talked about Alaska and Hawaii. Ha 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 ha. I remember. Yeah, and we talked about living in Alaska, and I got somebody. Katie! Nice, I don't have to talk to you anymore. Or at least I don't have to give you my eggs. Yeah, it's midnight here too. I guess that's wait, what did she give me? I wasn't even. I was like looking at your text, like at the chat and pressing uh, A button. Indiana used to have its own time zone. And even still on computers, a lot of times you can still choose Indiana time, but we have changed over to Eastern Standard Time. Like, it's been a while, like several years now. Okay, what did she give me? Yogurt. Alright, and then I'm not going to water these because I'm not going to plant anything else there after I pick those. So that's nice. I like cold weather too. And I honestly don't mind being far away from my family, so I think it'd be great to move to somewhere like Colorado. Especially, I love mountains, and Alaska seems really cool too. Oh yeah, no gifts today. I almost forgot. I like rain. Yeah, my family is kind of... I'll say I had a pretty awful time this holiday, I think is a good way to put it. Visiting my family. Oh, I don't want to be selling these carrots. Yeah, I don't think my immediate family are too bad of people. Like, my father is a fairly emotionally abusive person, but I don't think he intends to be. I think he just doesn't understand how to relate to me or like my brother either. And yeah, Lambda, I get you. Like, if I was the child of any of the rest of my family, I would definitely have nothing to do with them anymore. My extended family are awful people, awful people. I mean, I'm not gonna really go into it, but they've all done some pretty terrible things, and yeah. And so I'm pretty distant from pretty much all of my family, except for my brother. I'm really close to my brother, but my brother is also a source of a lot of strife and stress for other reasons. Um, but I'm lucky that I don't really have to interact with most of them most of the time. I hang out with my brother all the time, though, because we've been like really good friends for a long time. Yeah, I see my family on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve every year, and even then it's mostly because I feel obligated to. Though this year I did spend Thanksgiving with my family, but I've been kind of not, and I've been spending it with my mate instead. And yeah, I don't know, I might end up eventually transitioning to just spending all of the holidays with him instead. Yeah, my brother is fun to hang out with, and he's a really cool guy. But he gets himself into a lot of his own trouble, which is stressful for me because, I don't want him to be getting into trouble and things like that, if that makes sense. But I think, yeah, I'm lucky enough that my parents are okay. For a while I had a really rough time with my parents. My parents got a divorce when we were youngish. I was around 12 and my brother was 10 years old. And they both became very bitter and angry, and pretty much used us as tools to fight each other. And so pretty much we were hearing from both of our parents all the time that the other didn't love us and abandoned us and all of this kinds of stuff. And I think I was old enough and mature enough to really realize what was going on, even though I still didn't deal with it as well as I could have. I think I dealt with it pretty well, but I think for my little brother, he really believed a lot of the stuff that they were saying and didn't realize that they were so mad at each other and everything. But yeah, this isn't really something that I want to go into talking about here right now. I don't mind talking about it, but I think this is just kind of a sad note to be going into right now and everything. But nowadays, is kind of the, I guess, positive into this is anymore the kind of thing doesn't go on, so it's not nearly as bad. I think they've kind of reconciled and can be friends now, so that's good. Yeah, neither one of them are all too motivational or positive, but I don't think they're bad people, so yeah, cheering them. I think the main reason I don't move, I think I would move if I could. My life situation is kind of complicated, but the main reason I don't move is because I stay with my mate, and then I would not. He has no intention of moving, and so I kind of just, am here because he is here. And I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't sound horrible, but if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't stay around here. But I'm not saying that like in a way like he's holding me back or something like that, because I don't mind staying here at all, being with him. That's just the reason why I'm here. But unfortunately, if and when, yeah, I say if and when, well, I don't know how to phrase that either. But if we do get married, then I think I probably would feel a lot less obligated to spend holidays and time with my family, like my extended family. Because they could be like, well, I have my own family and we're doing this thing now, and yeah. And I think it's not like I like really want to get out of here like so bad or anything like that. I'm just not particularly attached to here, and I'd like to, try going other places. And I definitely would be trying, but I have a very good reason to stay here now. So, okay, I made my mayonnaise. I got my eggs. Oh no, today's a festival, so and I keep forgetting what's going on. And I don't want to see any kitten pictures. I've had enough kittens recently. My friend like adopted or like rescued a kitten, which is cool for her, but like I'm allergic, and so now when she hangs out with me, like I get like dander on like my clothes and stuff, and then like have an allergic reaction like forever, and it's been pretty bad. Like as soon as we stop hanging out, I have to like change my sheets and like change my clothes and wash my clothes. It's like, kind of a hassle, and like my allergic reactions, they're not like threatening or anything, but they're extremely uncomfortable. And so just no kittens for me. Did I even do my animals today? I don't know. No, I put away all my tools, like I didn't even come in there. Yeah, well, it's a very recent thing. Like, this has only happened a couple of times, and it took me a while to realize, like, what was going on. So, I have talked to her since then. But I've just had a few uncomfortable experiences recently, and don't feel like thinking about kittens whatsoever. Well, that's great. I love dogs. I've always had dogs. Like my whole life, our family has always had dogs. I've never had a pet cat myself, and I used to not be allergic to cats. Because I used to hang out with a friend like every day pretty much, and she had a cat, and I would hang out in her house with her cat and pet her cat and everything. Sir Moostein! Sir Moostein! I don't know which way I'm supposed to be saying it, but look! Big! Yeah, my family had a dog. Like, my parents had a dog together before we were born, so... Or maybe right around the time we were born. I don't know. I've always remembered that dog when I was growing up. And then we had a few other dogs since then. Stein, like Steiner? Okay. Sir Moostein. Yes! 2 cows, big. Butter here. And then we have not shipped a little butter yet, so let's ship a little butter. And then I don't know what to do with this. I guess I'll just make a cheese and throw it in here. I know the cows are huge. Like, look at the little sheep, and then it's like, go! Okay. Let's bring him out. Yeah, I guess cows are big in real life, too. Okay, come on, guys, don't do this. There we go. Alright, and I don't think I'm gonna cut any more stuff. Unless I didn't finish. I think I finished. None of these were the trees that were in the way, right? Wait, was this? I don't think this was. I don't remember. There's nothing wrong with being single. I'm just... old, I guess. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with being single and old either. It's just that I'm just at a point in my life where I'm not. Uh, but no, I was not very interested in dating for like a long time. I guess I was, but I don't know, I never felt bad if I was single, so like, I just didn't really like pursue relationships unless I was like really interested in somebody or something. So I pretty much uh, didn't really have any kind of like relationships except for this one, you know, which started when I was what, 26, 27. And it was a completely happenstance chance thing, so probably if it wasn't for this relationship, I'd still be single now, and that's fine with me too. What am I doing? Was I gonna chop? Yeah, I was gonna chop just in case. Why do I have an eggplant? Yeah, I understand. Because I'm 30 now, so as well. And I think just at that point, there's a lot of things you question, like why am I not at this point now in all kinds of various things. So I think it's just more, there's just a pressure with comes with turning every like year that ends in 0, I think. But I'm pretty sure it'll go away. I don't really think there's any kind of need to ever be in a relationship unless it's something that you really think you want. You know, or whatever. I think people are people have a lot of different paths in life and a lot of different ways they go about living. And I think we forget that it's always really different and it doesn't really follow this kind of structure that we expect it to. I'm gonna eat the yogurt. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you're able to see your mom soon. Yeah, I think because when I went to college, I lived away from everyone for 5 years, so I kind of know what it's like to be apart from them. And I don't really, so I know that I'm not gonna like worry too much if I like am away. Wow, left home at 15. Where'd you go? There's Sparrow. I wish I could find Bunny, because it's getting really close to giving me a note. sometimes it's around here, so maybe it will be. I don't know, sometimes I really think I do want to be alone. um, though I've been pretty alone before, for quite a while. Um, I think there are struggles that come with being alone, and there are struggles that come with being around people. Um, but... Oh, crap! I hope I didn't miss the festival. Do I have to get there by 5 or by 6? Oh, I did it. I thought it was by 5, and I thought I was screwing it up. Oh, I'm getting like a scene with a person. Oh, it's Gourmet. Hi, Gourmet. Truffle saute. I'm never gonna make that. Yeah, I was similar. I started reading at that age as well. Um, I was reading The Hobbit and things like that before I ever entered like elementary school or anything. Um, but I kind of went to a bad school system and wasn't able to move up or do any kind of accelerated program or anything like that. So I kind of had to stay behind and go to school, like at the regular level, and it was pretty difficult and boring for me. But by the time I was in second grade, I was reading at a college reading level. That was probably one of the first times I ever even tested my reading level, but yay, Locky! But I don't know, I feel like I was really smart as a kid, and then like I got stupid when I got old. I think that just like I was not ever able to like utilize my intelligence, and like I'd like my body caught up with my brain or something, and now I'm just kind of average. Yeah, I went to like a really bad school system in elementary school and had like abusive teachers and things like that. Um, so that wasn't great. Um, and I don't really think anybody is really dumb. I think like people are just smart in different ways. And I really don't think your ability to do well in school is a very good measure of your intelligence. It's just your measure of your ability to do well in school, which is a very specific paradigm and culture that's not necessarily the way that everybody is able to, I guess, channel their own intelligence. I don't really know how to put it, but Yeah, I think the thing with public schools and kind of just school systems in general is that people learn and grow and use their intelligence in such different ways. It's so highly individual that there's not really any kind of way to turn it into an organized system in which everybody is able to do the same thing as each other. Pretty much they would have to design a school around every student, or design a program around every student, and that's just not really plausible when you're designing a program for an entire nation's worth of people or something like that. Um, so, yeah, I think a lot of focus on school itself should be shifted away from school and academia to, fostering individuality, and looking into the individual strengths of each student or person. Yeah, I think, well, I agree with that type of mindset in a way. I think that if you do this kind of thing too early, then people kind of get stuck in this thing of kind of not having a choice in what they end up doing. Um, because what you're good at is not always necessarily what you enjoy, though it often is. Um, but I do think that kind of the track you take in school should be much, much more individualized and a lot less standardized. Because most of what you learn after like elementary school is not relevant to anything. Yeah, I think rather, um, yeah, I guess then, yeah, what you're saying is, yeah, I agree with you. I guess I just understood exactly what you meant a little differently than what you meant. Um, but yeah, pretty much everything you do, especially in high school, like 90% of what you do ends up being useless. And while I do understand the importance of like a well-rounded education, because the kinds of like concepts that you use in learning things like language and mathematics and stuff like that are very important and help you be able to learn other things well. But like you said, being forced to take calculus, you know, is not something that pretty much anybody needs, except for those who are going to be using it. Yeah, but I think a lot of education in general is pretty useless. Education as it exists today. I think we spend a lot of time doing nothing and preparing for tests and testing ourselves over things. We pretty much just waste a lot of time. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Too many people get discouraged through school. Like, I mean, it's no surprise, you know, at all that people say they hate school and they hate learning. Like, that's what most people say. And, like, we kind of expect people to have that kind of attitude because it's so common, you know. And that's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing that it's able to be so common like that. And yeah, when you are learning things that are difficult for you that you will never learn and don't need to learn, or you're not even really learning them. When you're being forced to take tests on things, and be judged about things that are not relevant to you whatsoever, of course you're going to get discouraged, and you're going to be discouraged with the entire system that is doing this to you. So, if you're having fun, you're not learning. That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. I'm somewhat surprised I've never heard anyone say that, because learning is fun. It's in our nature as humans to be curious about the world around us and want to learn about it. Like, that's a natural curiosity that we have from birth, is to want to learn. And it's a very pleasurable and exciting thing to learn. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And it's a horrible thing to say, because it creates such a horrible attitude and culture around learning. And that's a teacher that's doing that. So, wow. Um, wow. I went to pretty bad schools too. Um, when I actually graduated from high school, well, when I graduated from college, I moved back to where my high school was and started working as a substitute teacher, just because that was the first thing I was really able to find to do out of college. And like, when you're on kind of the other side, um, and you're also not worried about your own like high school experience or whatever, you notice a lot more things. And I met teachers that I never had and things like that. And I remember there was this teacher, and they happened to be the most, I guess, renowned, celebrated, the most celebrated teacher, the highest paid teacher, and the most awarded teacher at my high school. Regularly tells his students that there's no reason for them to try for anything other, or for anything higher than C's, because they're too stupid to do anything otherwise. And if they can get a C, they should be proud of themselves for being able to manage something like that. And would say all of these kinds of like horribly abusive things, um, but they are kind of famous in the community. And so they're a great teacher because they're popular, essentially. And his students in particular were so demotivated because of this. And like, they had no will to be at school. They had no like desire to do anything, and like, I understand not having any will to be at school, but even in the things that they enjoyed at school, they just they hated being there so much that they couldn't even enjoy those things. Um, I'm really fortunate that when I went to school, I was able to pretty much pass all of my classes really early, and I pretty much spent all of my high school just taking music. So, I would take study hall and like five different music classes, because I was in the beginning band and the advanced band and the jazz band, and those all had their own like class periods. And I had like music theory, and you could retake that, and like stuff like that. So I was in like music class all day, um, because it's what I enjoyed doing while I was there. And I took Spanish. I took Spanish every year, and that's pretty much, I took Spanish and music, because I had already passed all of the math classes that my high school even offered, like in the first year. I did have to take English class every year and stuff like that, but I was very fortunate that I got to pretty much just do what was fun for me through most of high school. And because I was around like-minded people, I avoided a lot of bullying, which had been a problem throughout my school time as well, though there was still plenty of bullying within music class. But it was not nearly as bad before. Yeah, that's cool for your dad. I think people who get to do stuff like that are really, really fortunate. And I really think, like we've been talking about, I think that's what school should be like. You know, you really should be going there and doing the things that you love to do and getting experience and getting, learning new things about it. Um, Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much going to be talking in circles at this point, but I think I need to do for today. I really don't know. I hope I fed all my animals and everything. It's getting late. Like, there's nothing in here. I didn't have any gifts today. I like filled this place up. I'll go run and check on my animals just to make sure they've eaten, but I'm pretty sure they have. I know, right? It's actually been a while. I mean, even though this is kind of like not the same as communicating in person because you can't talk back and forth. This is close enough, but it's been a while since I've been able to have any kind of like real discussions with people, if that makes sense. Um, because I pretty much I went to college, and then I made all of these kind of friends that I could have all this kind of like intellectual discussion with and everything. And they all moved like to other countries, um, because I was in the Japanese department and the Korean department. So everyone like lives in Japan and Korea now, and I hardly ever get to talk to them. And then I moved back to my hometown, which is not near where any of them lived either. Um, yes, we talk, but um, sometimes we get to have discussions like about things like this, but he's so easily intimidated that he doesn't like to have discussions about things, and really try really hard to make him. Oh, the internet just cut out, so I don't know what you missed, but I was saying he's easily intimidated, um, and I really try hard to make him feel comfortable talking to me, but he like feels like embarrassed, like he's gonna like feel stupid talking to me or something like that, and so he kind of avoids having kind of lengthy and meaningful discussions and stuff. We chat a lot, you know. We have a lot of kind of chat conversations. Um, I I dream a lot too. I don't know. I've never noticed any patterns with dreaming and talking, but yeah, but so we don't have a lot of intellectual or deep discussion. I mean, we do. It's not that we don't or we're incapable. It's just that it doesn't happen very often. And I'm the kind of person who likes to like debate and have like kinds of discussion like all the time. You know what I mean? Like, of course, my college friends, we're all surrounded by academia, and you know, I was friends with all the kinds of people who really loved being in school and loved kind of coming up with our own theories and stuff like that. And I was really into linguistics, and I made friends with a lot of linguists, and so we would talk about all this kind of like linguistic theory and stuff, you know, and we all had really passionate opinions, and we could get really like, you know, and I can't really talk about that kind of stuff with him because he doesn't know anything about linguistics, you know. And we can talk about, and we don't really like talking about kind of like really political things with each other because it usually gets kind of um, uncomfortable just because we're both really passionate about kinds of things. And usually we agree, but even when we agree in different ways. And I don't know, it's, oh, my internet, stop. It's doing the jumping around thing that it wasn't really doing much before. I don't know what you guys miss, but yeah. And he's not an academic person at all. Um, yeah, we're from. Oh, it looked like I was. Thanks. But yeah, we're from like two totally different like cultures, I guess. Um, but I think that's really great because we have such different experiences from one another, um, that we have a lot of things we can talk about in that way. But when it comes to the kinds of things like I don't know, I guess having kind of like an academic discussion or something, even though I don't think this is like particularly academic, this is like casually political almost how we're talking now, but like um, I think that kind of stuff, because I talk really passionately when I start talking about pretty much anything, um, and he's very easily intimidated. So Usually doesn't work out, but we've been able to. I mean, we can sometimes. Yeah, I definitely understand what that was like, or what that's like. While I guess we never had like an official relationship, I was very close to someone, and she was very similar. I like her self-esteem was like rock bottom, and it was really difficult. And I'm sure, yeah, it was difficult to talk to her. It was difficult to do anything, with anybody else because yeah, she would be really jealous about it or anything. Um, and I wanted, yeah, I think we had a very similar experience, Lambda. But and it's not like I like blamed her or like looked down on her or anything, because I cared about her so much and I really wanted her to be happy and everything, but there becomes a point when you have to worry about your own like mental health as well, you know what I mean? And when the relationship is just toxic, not by either of yours fault, you know what I mean? It's like you do what you have to do, I guess. But she's actually doing really well now. I still keep in touch with her now and then. It's pretty rare we talk, but we'll like text or call each other like once a year and talk about things. And she's actually in a really healthy relationship now, and her mental state is a lot healthier. Um, and she's doing the things she wants to do. Um, and she's much more confident in everything now. So I'm really, yeah. I mean, um, I just like people um, as individuals. Um, as far as physical attraction, I tend to be like physically attracted to features that are more common in men, if that makes sense. Like I like facial hair. If women had facial hair, I would like it just as well, but women tend to not have facial hair. Things like that. Um, but as far as romantically, I'm interested in anybody, and it's just person by person. Yay, we like people, but yeah, but yeah, I'd say physical attraction. I don't like to say men because I don't like them because they are men. I like them because they have features that I like, and yeah, that's it. Because it really depends. It's a very individualistic thing too. Though there are some features that I like that are more common in women as well. I don't know. It's really individualized. No, I'm not ashamed at all. I think it's kind of something that's hard to explain, I guess. That's fortunate. I live in a very backwards place. I live in a Bible Belt area, um, where I hear and see discrimination all the time. I have no idea how I turned out the way I did. But it was really great because I went to college in a very progressive area. Um, I went to a really big school where there's just so many people from all around the world. I went to the Ohio State University. Um, yeah, I like rugged features. I like rugged features. So I think men tend to be more rugged. You know what I mean? Um, but then there are certain like kind of soft features that I like too, and like I like elegant looking people. I like long faces and long noses, and I like long hair, straight long hair, like those. Oh, now I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out? It just went to 0 kilobytes per second. Yeah, I'm really excited about the newer generations. Um, there are a lot of things I see with kids these days that really gives me a lot of hope. I think I'm back though. I think I just cut out for a second. But a lot of people complain about the younger generations, like the generation one younger than me, and then there's a couple generations younger than me now. But you know, I hear so much like complaints about them and everything. But I really like what I've seen of these generations so far. I think they will have their problems as any generation does in general, but I like the way that the younger people seem to be much more open and accepting all around, not just about the things that are trendy to be open and accepting to now. And that sounds in a weird way to say trendy, but usually people, progressiveness is kind of with each generation, there's a few new things that are more accepted, but then there are some other things that are not. And I feel like the younger generations today kind of have this mindset of, being open to anything, as extreme as it can get. And I guess extreme is probably not the best word, but you know what I mean. Yeah, the focus on an individual as an individual, I guess, and not as a member of a group. Um, yeah, it's such a helpful thing for them because I think that makes them more likely to. Right, 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 right. I totally agree. Because I think when you're seeing everybody as an individual and you've learned to accept everybody as an individual, it doesn't matter what they're like. You're going to realize, okay, that's them, and I can accept that. And then there's no need for all of this, because nobody discriminates individuals. Well, I mean, there are cases in which somebody might, but, discrimination happens to groups. That's kind of how it works. And so when you're not really thinking about those groups, you're not going to be thinking about discriminating against them. Yeah, I still think we have a far way to go, but I am excited about the upcoming generations, at least on this kind of front, on this kind of subject, I guess. Yeah, there will always be. But I'm gonna drink a aloe vera juice. Um, this is probably a good place to end here because if I feel like the conversation is kind of dying down. One more day. I don't know. I'm getting kind of hungry and tired at this point. I could probably play another day, but I think this is a good closing part. We got to the huh? Yeah, I like aloe juice. I like it better when it's a mix of aloe juice and something else, like pineapple juice or something. I've had one with pineapple juice. It was really good. Yeah, bye, Nime. Thank you for coming. I'm probably gonna be going soon too. So good night, good night. And yeah, I think this is a really good place to close it up. I gotta eat. And then I kind of wanted to record some other stuff for my YouTube channel, but I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to at least eat and then probably just go to sleep. Which I know you're not supposed to do that, but Yeah, and yeah, thank you guys. You guys were great company as always. It was really cool hanging out with you guys and playing Harvest Moon. This is super cool stuff. Um, oh, I don't know what aloe juice tastes similar to. It tastes like aloe juice. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can come up with something. Tastes like soap. Kind of tastes like shampoo, maybe. That sounds horrible, but like there's, because I think because I often have shampoo with like aloe in it or something, and it kind of has that smell, and it reminds me of that because it's the same thing. Soapy grass sounds good. I don't know. It's not as bad as it sounds saying soapy grass, but it does kind of taste like soapy grass. It's sweet. I mean, it's sweetened. I've never had unsweetened. But where's the ingredients? Water, aloe vera juice, aloe vera pulp, cane sugar, and then stuff like calcium lactate and stuff like that. But like, I mean, it's just juice and sugar, and there can't be too much sugar in there because it's not like it has like high calories or anything. But like, because it's really not that as bad as it sounds. But I just don't know how else to describe it because I can't think of anything else that's what really tastes like. Yes, you need the sugar. But if you've ever had like aloe lotion or something, like for soothing a sunburn or just lotion with aloe in it or soap with aloe in it, that smell of the aloe is what it tastes like. But without the soap part, though kind of, because it's so reminiscent of those kinds of soaps and stuff. So it is like lotion. It is like hand lotion. I have no idea how to describe it. And it's sweet. It's sweet. It comes from the plant. So, yeah, I don't know. If you've ever had cactus juice, it's not anything like cactus juice, but I think a soapy version, a like basic version of cactus juice. I'm talking so much about it, it really does taste like I'm drinking soap. And there's pulp. If you go to the pulp, and the pulp is like the inside of a grape. Yeah, soapy grass really is the best thing. But good soapy grass. Good sugary soapy grass. And the pulp is like the consistency of like a grape. Like the insides of grapes, how they're kind of like, I don't know, that texture. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with the cactus juice. This is the only other thing I can think of that's even remotely similar, but it's really not. So I don't know. This is really funny now. Just go out and find some yourself. I got it at a local grocer. They had their own store brand. Um, you can usually find it at like international markets that sell. Pretty much, it doesn't matter like what like culture it is. Like I see it in like Mexican groceries. I see it in Japanese groceries. I've seen it in Chinese groceries. I've seen it in Korean groceries. So East Asian stuff, and then Mexico, they always have it, and they'll have like multiple brands and like flavored ones and stuff. Um, but this wasn't just a regular old United States grocery chain. They're Canada. It's like United States hates it, but like everywhere else seems to like it. It's good. If you can get one with other juice in it, it might be a good first way to try it. Um, Because it's not like anything you really drink in United States, like in American culture. I don't think we have anything like this. Even though this is from America, I don't know. Now I'm just thinking of soap. Yeah, when I see it in the international markets, it costs a lot because it's like imported or whatever, I guess. But this is from Kroger, which is just like, a cheapy grocery store that's like a big chain, at least around here. And this is their own store brand, and this was like 80 cents. Um, so you can get lucky, I guess. But that's kind of like the average price of something like this. Yeah. Food is generally cheap here in Indianapolis area. There's a pretty low cost of living here. Um, so something like this would be like $1 or a little less than $1. And this is like what, maybe 12 ounces? What is this? 16 ounces. It's so thin. I thought maybe it wouldn't be 16 ounces, but it's 16-ounce bottom for around $1. Oh yeah, Alaska. I forgot. And yeah. Even though I was thinking in my head Alaska when I was talking, but I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, and probably snow would be cheap. Snow cones. You could just make them from the snow. Oh man, yeah, that must really hike up the price of things. I never thought about that before. Wow, you really can't buy fish? Oh, you just go get it. Oh man, did people really just get their own fish? Like, is it's so common that nobody sells it? Like, it's just such an abundant and easily accessible resource that there's no reason to sell it to people. Like, this is pretty shocking to me. Um, this seems so anti-capitalist. Um, wow, I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised by that. There are things. There are so many like wild herbs and things that grow like um even in urban areas that they're like weeds. They're considered like pest plants and they're just everywhere. And they're so easy to like harvest and stuff like that. But you can go into the like health food store and buy a little bottle of it for like $40. So I feel like it would be like that with the fish. Oh, like fish stick. There's a box of fish sticks in our freezer. It's not mine. That's so funny. Fish sticks in Alaska. Oh man, I love fish, but I hate catching fish. Like I feel so bad for the fish. Like I don't want to catch them, but I like to eat fish. But I don't like it when it looks like a fish. Like if I can see fish shape, um, I feel really uncomfortable eating it. I'd have my friends do it, I guess. I don't know. I'll just drink a bunch of soap. Yeah, I don't like that kind of things. I don't like to prepare any kind of meat at all. I'd really rather not eat any kind of meats. Um, I only eat them because other people eat them and serve them to me. Um, for a variety of reasons, but it's so gross to prepare, and it really makes me uncomfortable, especially when it's the shape. Like I used to like shrimp when I was a kid. I love seafood, but um, I can't eat shrimp anymore because they look like shrimp. They look like shrimp shaped. you know, they still look like the animal. Um, yeah, I don't. I actually was a vegetarian like pretty strictly for years. When I had um, control over what I ate, when I didn't eat with other people and just pretty much ate whatever I wanted, and ate by myself, then I didn't eat any meat because it was easy to just not buy it. Um, 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 um. And then when I went back to eating meat, it like was really gross, and so now a lot of meat is like really gross to me. Like it's not tasty anymore. But I used to really like it, and it was kind of hard at first to stop eating it. But now it's a lot of meat is gross, and there's a lot of meat I just don't eat. Well, I used to say the same thing about meat. That it was just too good. I wouldn't want to give it up, and then I did, and now meat is gross. Most of it is, at least. I still like fish a lot, though. I like I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, I like mackerel. I like to eat raw mackerel. Like mackerel, like sashimi, and mackerel, like raw mackerel on sushi and stuff. Like I could eat that like so much. Um, I could just mackerel, and then I could not eat any other meats. I'd be good with just that. But I've always loved the taste of like vegetable and stuff like that too. So, whoa. So it's pretty easy for me to eat like only vegetable when I really like them. Because a lot of my favorite foods are things like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and spinach and I like carrots. You know, like all my favorite foods are all like vegetables anyway. So I eat a lot of vegetables. Fruits. I used to like fruits a lot, but I don't. I like fruits as like desserts and like as treats and stuff now. Um, but in general, I just like eating food. Like like not desserts. Like I like eating mealy, like savory food. Um, yeah, and yeah, I love spinach. Spinach is probably my favorite food. Sometimes I want to say it's broccoli, but it's not. It's spinach. Um, yeah, I'd always say if though one thing I think that would be hard, similar to not wanting to ever give up a meat, is I don't think I could ever be like a full like vegan because I can't eat, or I can't stop eating certain things like mayonnaise and cheese, and so like I wouldn't. I don't think I could give those up. I love those, and I hate cooked fruit too. I hate cooked fruit too. You, yes, yes. Thank you so much for saying that because every time I say that, people like think I'm insane. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I like fruit, and they're like, oh, so you like pie and stuff? I'm like, no, like I like fruit. They're like, oh, like cooked in this. Like they always want me to eat cooked fruit and stuff about cooked fruit. And yeah, oh yeah, I'm like, no, I like raw fruit. It's so good. Like I think it ruins it when you cook it because it gets all mushy and it changes like the sugars come out and like cook and like glaze and stuff and it makes it like all like really sweet and everything and I like the taste of the fruit and the juice and just the fruit is what I like. I don't want it to be turned into some kind of like that. Yeah, and it gets all mushy. The texture is awful. Like, oh man, I've never had anyone else say that they don't like cooked fruit. So this is like really exciting for me because I am constantly like trying to explain to people that I don't like cooked fruit and they like literally think there's something wrong with me. Oh my gosh. And I have to tell my mate all the time, like, I don't like the cooked fruit, because he's like, oh yeah, you love fruit, so you're gonna love this, and it's some like cooked fruit thing, and I'm just like, no, I don't like the cooked fruits. I just don't. Yeah. Apple pie, I don't like it. Cooked apple is probably one of my least favorites. Um, I don't really like pies in general either. I don't really like a lot of sweets. I don't like really sweet food. I tend to like bitter food. I like umami food. Um, yeah. Fruit and yogurt. I don't like fruit in yogurt. I like to eat yogurt and fruit. Like, it's both, but yeah, together, no. So if I get like yogurt with fruit in it, like a yogurt parfait, I'll eat the fruit like separately and then eat the fruit like and then eat the yogurt next. Like I'll try to make sure that the fruit touches the yogurt the least amount possible. I don't like the parts that have been sitting in the yogurt. You've only had cake once. I've had cake a lot just because I don't know. I'm exposed to cake a lot. Um, yeah, I'll separate the fruit and the yogurt and then eat them separately. Yeah, cake is not all that amazing. Sweets are just not all that great to me. I think the less you eat sweets, the less you really care about sweets. Um, well, actually, scientifically, that's true as well. The less you're eating those kinds of like your refined and processed sugars and stuff, you like don't desire it because your body kind of like develops a need for it because it feeds like I'm not gonna go into that. Um, I'm not big on sweets. But there are some I like. I like the less sweet sweets. Um, yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I'd always just eat what's served to me or what seems like appropriate at the time, like what other people are doing. So I guess that's why I've eaten a lot of cake. I know, candy cane. Oh, I guess it is that time. I'm just like candy cane. That's for Christmas. It's December. I can't believe it's December. It's December 4th. When did this happen? But yeah, I don't know. I do like candies, but I don't like to eat like a lot. Like I like to eat like a very small piece or something now and then. I really like it. Um, but that's it. I used to really hate chocolate, but I've grown to really like chocolate. But the less sweetened it is, the more I like it. Not just like raw chocolate though. That's gross. But um, I would say that too. It happened to midnight. But oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know about narcotic like properties and stuff like that. I think like I'm not sure if I would agree with that, but the addictive qualities, I think it's I mean, I'm not like a biologist or anything, but I've seen a lot of research that suggests why people get addicted to sugary foods, um, and it seems pretty sound to me. Um, yeah, I like dark chocolate. It doesn't Milk chocolate doesn't hurt my teeth, I don't think, but I don't know. It might. My teeth hurt a lot over various things. Um, yeah, I love any kinds of dark chocolates. Um, I once ate some chocolates. They were like chocolate bars that instead of being sweetened with sugar, they were sweetened with blueberry juice. It was really interesting, and they were really, really bitter. It was pretty good. Nobody else seemed to be able to stomach it but me. I used to really, really hate chocolate, but I've kind of come around to really dark chocolates. They have to be extremely bitter, or otherwise I don't like it. The sweetened chocolate is really not that great of a taste to me. It has to be very, very lightly sweetened to the point where it doesn't just like repulse you to eat it because it's so bitter. But where you're pretty much just tasting bitter, then I like it. But for the most part, I don't like chocolate. It's probably one of my least favorite foods. I would say chocolate, but I can handle it when it's really bitter. And yeah, I'd rather have fruity. When it comes to sweets, I'd rather have fruity tasting things. Not cooked fruits though, but fruit flavored things. Um, than I would like chocolates and caramels and things like that. Um, Candies, I guess. Yeah, we're talking about candies. Um, yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm the same way. I'd rather have chocolate ice cream than fruity candy. Or fruity ice cream. But I especially hate ice cream that has fruits in it. But I like sherbet. But I don't like ice cream with fruit flavor or that has fruit chunks and stuff in it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, I will not eat beach ice cream. I will not eat strawberry ice cream. Gross. Um, though generally, if I eat ice cream, I usually like anything that's peanut butter flavored though. So, so I like peanut butter ice cream, but that's not very common. So I guess I'd rather just have like vanilla ice cream, which I guess is really plain. But I like vanilla ice cream. I do like chocolate ice cream too, which is weird because I really don't like chocolate. But in ice cream, it's really different. It has, for some reason, it doesn't taste so chocolatey. It tastes like chocolate ice cream. But okay. Well, as fun as this was, I am tired and I am hungry, and I really need to get off here. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight for real this time. It was really cool talking to you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. If you want to just come and hang out, I do streams on Thursdays as well, but I'm playing a different game. But you can always kind of hang out and talk to me there. You don't care for peanut butter. Peanut butter is one of my favorite things ever. But I love nuts. Um, I like even unsweetened peanut butter and stuff like that too. And I like almond butter. I like nutty things. But yeah, gonna go. So yeah, if you want to come out and hang out in the streams on Thursday nights, tomorrow night, that's cool too. I'll be playing Unlimited Saga, but like nobody comes. I think Nime came last time, and we were just like talking the whole time. And it was fun. I didn't even talk about the game, which is cool. I'm doing a challenge run now and then. This guy comes in, and he's really interested in the game, so I'll talk about the game with him. But if you guys just want to come out, hang out, and talk, of course you don't have to. I'll be here every week on Wednesday too, playing this. Yeah. That's cool. And for all you guys watching on YouTube, I don't think anybody watches this on YouTube. Actually, I think some people might. Thank you for watching. And come hang out in the stream with us if you can. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, see you guys. Have a good night. I'm going to say Metapod out. Where's my stop button? Here it is. Metapod out.